I'm going to start off this look by using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow on the Instagram version of my face. I'm just going to use that to carve out my brows. And then I'm going to follow up on the other side with this Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Dupe palette that I purchased at Ross for $6.99. And I just like to use this on a day-to-day basis because the colors aren't as harsh and it gives me a more natural look, as you can see. After drawing and shading in my brows, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. And I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. And I believe this is the lightest shade in the dark palette. And I just like to use the lightest shade just so that I can get a really like pop-in highlight going on with my brows so you can really see them and they really stand out in photos. And now I'm just going to blend that out, and then I'm going to be popping this color here on my brow bone just so that I can get a nice highlight. And it definitely helps to define the arch. And now I'm just going to be taking this shade from the Kat Von D Dupe palette, and that's going to be my first transition tone. And then I'm taking the shade right next to it, and I'm going to go right under that. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm creating a good transition, and I'm basically just popping those colors on top of each other, but below it, if that makes sense to you. And then now I'm just using that same concealer and I'm going to apply it over my entire lid so that I can go ahead and pop on my glitter. And this is how I create like a cut crease type of effect. And now I'm just going to be using this shade here to set my concealer. I decided to use that shade because I wanted to use a shade that wouldn't change the color of the concealer, and that shade matched perfectly with it. You can use a translucent powder if you want to, but that was right next to me. That's why I used that. And now I'm just cleaning that up a little bit and adding my Too Faced glitter glue so that the glitter has something to adhere to. And then I went ahead and outlined the crease with the black shadow that is in that palette. And as I was doing it, I started to realize I didn't really like the way that looked. So I decided to go ahead and fix that by smoking out my lid. And this happens sometimes, sometimes you'll do a look and you realize that what you did kind of messed it up. But there's always, always, always a way to fix it. So if anyone wants to recreate this look, I would just recommend only putting the glitter on half of your eyelid. Now I am color correcting and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. I really like this shade to color correct with because after you blend it out, you literally can leave the house, like just pop some powder on and set it and leave the house just like that. I normally don't do that, but you definitely could. Once I'm done blending it out, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And for those of you who are wondering, I did pop on those lashes off camera just because it takes me a while to get my lashes on. But those are the Clio lashes that will be releasing soon on crownelegance.com. And now I'm adding this All Nighters foundation by Urban Decay, and I'm just going to apply that to half of my face because this foundation is literally like my favorite foundation that I have. It's the perfect application. It's full coverage. It doesn't clog my pores. I have not broken out from it at all, and it literally lasts all night. And I've noticed that even if I have texture going on, like or any type of breakouts, it kind of blurs that out in photos. You don't even realize that there's anything going on with your skin. Like my skin literally looks flawless after I put this foundation on. And I don't feel like I have a lot of foundation on too, and that's the best part. Now I'm just using my LA Girl Cosmetics concealer in the color Fawn. Usually I use Toffee, but if I'm going for like a really highlighted dramatic look or I'm like really trying to do something, I use Fawn. And that's like 2.5 shades lighter than my skin tone. The Toffee is about 2 shades, But this one, I decided this one was the best one for this look that I was doing today because I really wanted a nice highlighted under eye. And now I'm just setting that with my CoverGirl translucent loose powder. I really like this loose powder. It doesn't really change the color of whatever product you're setting it with. It's like the perfect powder to set anything with. And there's definitely no flashback. I've worn this in like a few photo shoots and I've never gotten any type of flashback from it, even if you bake with it for a very long time. And now I'm just taking that Black Radiance palette and I'm going to contour with it. I used to always use this palette, but I have been setting it down for a while because I love, love, love my LA Girl Cosmetics ProFace powder. But this powder definitely brings back memories. Like, I do love this powder to contour with. It gives me a nice, warm look to my face, which I have been missing. But yeah. And now I'm just using some Wet n Wild blush, and then I'm gonna highlight right on top of that with my MAC Gold Deposit. And then I, add them a little red lip or whatever, and I'm all done with that side. So now I'm going on to my real life side, and I'm using another shade in that same contour palette. That shade is a tad bit darker than the shade that I used before, simply because I'm going for a more natural look on this side, so I don't want to highlight it too much. I kind of want it to not even look like it's highlighted, to be honest. And then I'm going to go ahead and set that with my LA Girl ProFace powder that I was just talking about. In my brow bone, I'm going to be adding this matte gold deposit. Then I'm going to follow up with this shade and I'm going to begin my transitioning. So basically what I'm doing on this side is pretty much the same thing that I did on the other side, but it's less dramatic and less detailed. So I'm starting out with those same flesh tones that I use on the other side, and I'm just creating a nice ombre-ish effect for it. And then I'm going to go ahead and smoke it out with the brown and a little bit of the black on the outer edges. And then after that, I'm applying this concealer. I believe this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer, but if it's not, then it's definitely the LA Girl Cosmetics one. But either way, it doesn't matter. I'm just adding some concealer on there to create the cut crease. And as you can see, both of these looks are going to be very similar, but not the same. On one side, of course, that's the Instagram side, so it's going to be a whole lot more detail, a whole lot more dramatic. On this side, this is basically like what I would do if I was rushing to go out, but I still want to slay a little bit. So you're going to definitely see the difference in the looks, but they're definitely still going to blend well together. So now I'm setting that concealer with the same color that I've been setting everything with the whole time I've been doing this video. And I went ahead and added a little bit of Too Faced glitter glue to my fingertips with a little bit of the glitter that I used on the other side. And I'm just going to be lightly packing that onto my eyelid. And of course, like I said, it's going to be a light application. Then now I'm adding my Amina lashes, and these are also going to be available for purchase on the Crown of Elegance website. I really like those lashes because they're a really nice wispy natural looking lash, perfect for like everyday wear, or even if you want to like just enhance your whole eye look altogether. They're perfect lashes for that. And then now I am highlighting my under eyes. As you can see, I'm using a concealer that's a little bit closer to my skin tone. I believe that is the color Toffee, and I'm not highlighting as much as I did on the other side because I want this side to be like less highlighted than the other side. And then I'm going to set that with my Saka Buttercup Cosmetics setting powder. It does have a slight yellow tint to it, but it's perfectly fine if you're of a darker skin tone. And now I'm just going to be contouring with my LA Girl ProFace powder in the color Chestnut. I definitely love contouring with this powder. It's supposed to be a normal face powder, but I feel like it's just like the perfect contour shade for me. And then after that, I just went ahead and I popped on a pinkish nudish lip gloss, and that's it for that look. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to Comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.